Hey guys, I'm back with the actual shooting portion of my previous post on my custom P320 with the Hexagon Precision slide chamfers that's on there. I have yet to actually shoot this gun since I bought it. As I said in the last video, I actually have built the gun myself. I literally parted out everything. Now, I'm not a machinist by any sort, so it really is just the gun has been put together by me or built by me, but it has not actually been machined by me. So if there's any parts failures in here, it's likely due to how I put them together, even though I have slide ran this a few times. I've dry fired it about 5 or 6 dozen times. So hopefully it'll work fine, but we will actually see. But anyway, I got my little Holosun 507K X2 on here. There you go, little 507K X2. It does run just a regular red dot. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it in there. Doesn't look like it. Actually, looks like the battery might have actually died on this thing, which is fine. That's why I still have the sights on it, so I can still 1/3 co-witness. So we'll just do it without the red dot for today, which is fine because I haven't actually sighted in the red dot for sure, so I don't know if it's accurate or not. So anyway, I just got my little target stand up here. I'm about probably 5 yards away, so 15 feet. Since it is the first time that I've shot this, I'm not I'm not looking for anything spectacular. I've also never shot 357 SIG, which is what this is chambered in. So since this is chambered in 357 SIG, I'm going to be looking at a couple of things. One, I want to see how the recoil is, because I've never shot it, and if this is going to be my carry gun, I want to make sure that I enjoy it and can shoot it well. I also want to see what the concussion is like, because that's what 357 SIG is known for. It's having slightly more recoil than a 9, slightly less than a 40, but a bigger bang than even a 40. At least from the guys that I've shot it, what they've told me is that it sounds bigger than a 40. I guess that's why a lot of police like it, is because it probably it probably intimidates whoever they're shooting at enough to actually give up if they were in a gunfight. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to do all this in one take just because I don't have an editing system at home, and I'm not a YouTuber per se, so I just have the 2 videos. I'll probably do another one, my thoughts after the fact, like an actual sit down after the fact, and then I'm gonna have at least 2, if not 3 more videos of people actually shooting this themselves and seeing what their opinions are of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a spot over here. Better yet, let's do this. Point you guys facing me. So that's where it came from over there. And point you guys facing me, see if I can find a place that this is actually going to stand up at. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, nope. Just seeing the ground. Okay, well, that was a colossal fail. So, just in case I need to switch my camera around, that's me. And nothing spectacular, just a regular Oregon Navid, a little bit of a chubby, fat Caucasian dude. So anyway, so I'm gonna do this one-handed, I guess, since I can't find a good place to be able to hold this at. So I'm gonna rack this off of my leg, round loaded. As you can see, the chamber indicator is, come on, focus, there you go. Chamber indicator is up. There is a round loaded. So let's see how we do. Hey, pretty accurate actually. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm shooting high or low. There we go. It's actually shooting low. Well, and that's all we get out of that one, I guess. So, yes, there is a bit of recoil on this. But even one-handed, as you can see, it's very manageable. I'm just a recreational shooter. I'm not a trainer by any means. I'm just a regular guy. So that's what you can expect as Joe Blow to get out of this gun, is you're going to get quite a bit of recoil on it. But at the same time, even with one-handed, it was still very manageable. And honestly, I'm going to give that to the contouring and the stippling that's here on this Wilson Combat, because my hands are actually a little bit sweaty right now. It's early in the morning, and as a fat guy, rather than my hands being cold in the morning, all my body heat goes from my body to my extremities. So I end up getting a lot of sweat on my hands in the morning. So, and I'm having no problem gripping this thing, none at all. So, and I wasn't even gripping that hard. So anyway, we're gonna drop that mag. I'm sure you guys want to see these ones. These are actually ones that I talked about in a previous video, but I didn't show them. So these are the Terran Tactical base plates. These are on a standard P320 magazine for a full size P320, and they are glorious. They boast them as being a 5 or 6 round extension, but as far as 357 SIG goes, I believe they're only like a 3, which is fine, because I mean, you're already looking at 18 rounds on top of the fact that you get 3 more. So these are 21s, which is kind of insane for what you're getting out of it. But yeah, as far as the concussion goes, that was one thing I really wanted to mention before that I was talking about. The concussion is definitely there. It's definitely a big concussion. All right, so let's try this again. One of these days I'll get out here with, I'm gonna holster this real quick. There you go. Got to get out here with an actual camera setup and film some shooting videos. I have a buddy who's going through his professional training right now to actually be a shooting instructor at one of our local shooting training, whatever you want to call it, ranges. I'm actually in Portland, Oregon, so the one that I'm talking about is actually in Tualatin. It's called Tri-County Gun Club. The guys that I've met there, all good guys. They definitely are those kind of guys where they're very leery of you, and they're very much those, I don't want to say hoity-toity, so to speak, because they're not, but kind of more on that other end of like, they've shot everything, they, you know, kind of know everything, so to speak. So when, you know, they see you, they when they see you, they kind of just want to you know, tell you what's what, or they just don't want to talk to you at all. So I don't have very many people that I know that actually have a membership out there, so I don't go very often, but it is fun to go out there because they have just about everything as far as range goes. They got a long range, they got a short range, they got everything. So anyway, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to shoot a little bit more. I got 2 more mags to run through, and then I'm probably going to call it, just because 357 SIG is not super plentiful where I'm at. And whenever I order it online, I do end up having to pay regular costs plus shipping, and that's not fun. So anyway, so mag's still loaded from before. And if that is not the damnedest thing, I mean, it's kind of like a batter ass version of a Glock, to be honest, because I mean, I love Glocks, not as much as I love perusing every other kind of pistol that's out there. That's not something that you can, you know, buy a million parts for, and that's, you know, everywhere under the sun. But yeah, anyway, so let's try this again. I think I'm shooting high. It's kind of hard when you don't have your second hand to hold on to. There we go. There you go, got one. There you go, got another one. And we got lock back. So even shooting one-handed, I mean, it took me a minute just because nothing's sighted in and having a hard time figuring out where everything is. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys here. Both of these two down here actually had shots on them already. So I'm going to sit that down nice and clear. So this shot right here was actually a 45. This shot right here was a 45. And now you can see where I've actually hit this one a couple times with the 357 or 357 SIG. So this is actually a pretty big divot in here. So is this one. And then I took a little bit of a nick off on this one. You know what I'm actually seeing now, guys? Ooh, God. I'm not sure if you can tell on that one. Look at that deformation on there. Holy cow. To give you guys, like, perspective, this is a 45. This is a 45. There is no deformation from that 45. Maybe just a tiny bit around the edge. This is a 357 SIG, and that thing is massively deformed. Like, literally, that's like my pinky. Like, the top, half top of my pinky. That's crazy. And then, obviously, you got this one up here that took a nice little chunk off the end there. Yeah, man, I mean, for all the crap that people give 357 SIG, I mean, it seems to be holding up pretty well, because everything that I hear about 357 SIG is that, you know, it's lethargic, you know, for a 9, you know, it doesn't shoot quite as fast as the newer loadings from 9. It just doesn't have what you would want, and it has more recoil, so why would you get it? But like I said, I shot that target prior. Excuse me, target prior. I'm drinking coffee. That's what the burp was from. I shot that target prior with a 45, and it almost didn't deform at all. Those 357 SIGs are hot. They're going in there hard enough that that one would have hurt like hell if it was body armor. If anything, if it was cheaper body armor, it might have even penetrated. But I don't exactly have that budget, as I am not a multi-millionaire, so I do not have the budget to go out and buy body armor and test fire and then buy more body armor so that I actually have something to compare it to. So we're not going to do that. So again, I'm going to shut up. Let's take this mag out of here. Close that. That's the other thing too, is that even for how hot these things are shooting, I got this in my arm right here, so it's kind of out of my way and it's pointed away from my body, but my arm is right up against that sliding barrel. I've discharged about 30 something rounds through it so far, and not in necessarily slow procession for accuracy, and it's actually not that hot. Like, it's probably sitting somewhere around 100 degrees or so, because I can put it up against my skin and it's warm, but it ain't hot. So let's see here. All right, get that little kick there. Yeah, if anyone's curious where the spot is that I'm shooting, it's just like a old logging road. It's just a 1 lane. You could probably get 2, maybe 3 guys out here. You could do some long distance shooting, because from where you come in near the road back there, all the way up this way to that hillside there, you're probably looking at about maybe 200-300 yards. So yeah, you could do some long distance shooting out here, and we have, not with anything substantial. I think the biggest that we've done, and it was kind of a cheaper model, was a 300 Win Mag, so nothing too spectacular. So anyway, get back to shooting. We got a round loaded. Actually, it doesn't even look like that's up there. Let me check this real quick. Nope, no round loaded. That's right, before I loaded it. So let's do this. Turning it back around. All right, so I'm gonna load this off of my leg if I can get it down there. There you go. There you go. Have it fully depressed. I think it zoomed in on me when I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it did. All right, well, anyway, you can kind of see what I'm doing now. See if I can do better target shooting on this one. There we go. A little low. Oh. I actually don't know where that one went. Looks like I hit that third target there, but Can't really tell for sure. There we go. Hit that other one. Let's see if I can get that top one there. I'm getting close to it. I'm just not quite hitting it. All right. Well, that's slide lock. All right. Zoom you guys back out. There you go. All right. Well, my verdict is if I could get two hands on it and film at the same time, that I would actually probably be doing a lot better than I am. But even so, doing that, not doing too bad. As you can see, there's a couple new ones on some of those. It looks like I hit that same spot on that one again, because there's even a deeper divot now. Yeah, almost dead on. Then that one's got a couple. That one's got one, maybe two, three. Looks like I hit one higher up on the thing. That one, I'm pretty sure that I missed all of them from this last go around because I don't see any. And then that one, I managed to get one right on the bottom there. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of outside the way that these sights are supposed to be set up as far as viewing goes, as far as shooting, sight alignment, all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably have to toy with the sights and actually get it sighted in when I get enough rounds to actually go through it. But at this time, I mean, I'm satisfied. I mean, I really can't say that I'm upset with a gun that I built. That one, I can one-handed shoot it without dropping the damn thing. Because again, not in the services, not, a professional trainer or anything, just a recreational shooter. And this does have a bit of recoil to it. But, I mean, I can't argue with that. That's relatively good for one-handed manipulation at about 15 feet or 5 yards. So happy with it. I'm definitely going to get some more rounds through it, but not today. That's pretty much all I brought. I have a rule whenever I go out in the woods, just because you never know what kind of yahoos might show up. One of these days I'll actually have my buddy Justin out here with me, and then I can show you what a real yahoo looks like. But yeah, I have a rule where I always leave with one full mag left. It's just a regular flush fit mag for this thing, so it's nothing special. If you've seen a P320 with a standard base plate on it, then you've seen them all, so to speak. So nothing too spectacular. Not going to bother you guys showing you that one. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. Next time I will get the red dot actually battery replaced and on, so that we get a little bit better shooting. The other thing that I was worried about though was how this slide is mounted on here, because you can kind of see a little bit of daylight through there, and I was a little bit worried about that. I actually thought that that might hinder it at all, or that it might come loose after a few rounds, just not tightened down properly. But I mean, it hasn't moved at all. This is literally where it was when I started. There's, maybe just a hair gap down there, but that might even be normal. This is really the first pistol, one that I built, but two that I've owned, that's actually had a mounted micro red dot on it. So yeah, pretty sweet. I love those sights on there too. They're pretty awesome. So sick gun, love it. All right, guys, if you got any questions, leave them down below. I will be probably monitoring off and on for the next little while. And then after that, it might take me a day or two to get back to you, but should be good. And I'll have a sit-down shooting impressions with you when I get home a little bit more in detail, because I'm going to pop the thing open and actually see what it looks like after some rounds through it, what kind of wear that I'm getting, because as of right now, it just kind of looks like I have a little bit of wear on the slide from going in there, but nothing much else. And that's nothing. And I mean, it should be nothing considering that I've only put a little over 24 rounds through it so far. All right, guys.